Alright guys, after getting just a little lucky, I realized I needed one more Geobishop material to finish getting Hu Tao to 80. I leveled her elemental skill and burst to 6, but didn't have enough for normal attack talent to go past level 3. So, I thought I could just bring a level 70 Hu Tao and 3 of the top supports to get her last material. What do you guys think? Will she be able to do it? Let's just say I was not surprised at the result. She's Pyro after all. Again, this was level 3 on her normal attacks, which meant her charge attack multiplier was still 3 levels lower. Yet, this is the kind of damage she does. After testing Hu Tao for a little bit, her results are pretty obvious. Pyro impact is here to stay. Now, just because I showed her with 3 of the game's top supports, this doesn't actually mean Hu Tao is weak on her own. If we bring her over to the overgrown blue training dummy disguised as a flower, Hu Tao is not weak at all on her own. Her charge attack multiplier is the highest among all polearm users currently in the game, and the multiplier is not much different than Ganyu's charge attack multiplier. Without, of course, the 2 seconds charge time and the level 2 additional multiplier. I won't be making any comparisons as of yet, as this is kind of just like a first impressions, but this is the third Pyro 5-star that is undoubtedly a top DPS material. I would still need to test a lot of things extensively, but I want to show you guys something about HP and Hu Tao. There doesn't seem to be a need to equip HP Sands, although HP substats are still very valuable. As you can see here, unequipping my current attack Sands with HP substats and replacing it is actually not helping my Hu Tao gain a lot of attack. There's a 5k HP difference, but there's barely any attack that I'm gaining. I haven't tested having 2 pieces of HP though, and I'm sure someone else will come up with the exact numbers after further testing, but for now, attack Sands are what I would recommend. So with the diminishing returns, it seems like most of her attack is going to come from talent levels on her E, since this looks to be the limiter for how much attack she gains. You'd still have the max 400% of her base attack, but it won't really matter unless you have more scaling. For constellations and those of you looking to get C1, I tested the amount of charge attacks you could do, and you can pretty much only do 2, maybe 3 more charge attacks during the entire duration of her E, since her uptime is pretty low, so you might not benefit as much as you think from C1. I think her C3 is the strongest one if we're talking about value, since that's more attack scaling from your HP. Her burst is the highest multiplier for any Pyro Elemental burst to date, so we're likely going to be seeing some crazy melt damage numbers. I mean, if Diluc can break 100k with half of her multiplier, then it shouldn't be a surprise for Hu Tao to be able to do more. Now teammates wise, Xingqiu looks really strong as expected of Vaporize, and I guess Diona will want a slot for Melt. Bennett was surprisingly not that bad, but you do lose 33% pyro damage if she's higher than 50% HP, so his heal can actually drop your maximum damage. And Zhongli is just easy resist reduction. Same for how a Nemo with Viridescent Veneer set is gonna be pretty good as always. Shield characters like Zhongli and even damage reduction characters like Xingqiu might be better instead of opting for a pure healer when building a team for Hu Tao. And what I use for builds is currently just grabbed from my other DPS, so she's likely to benefit more from 2-piece Gladiator instead of a 2-piece Noblesse, but I don't have a good one yet to fit in this set. And more crit rate will be nice, especially if she uses the Staff of Homa. But for any other spears, it might be better to just stack crit damage, although it'll be fine as long as you have enough of crit rate and crit damage. The 4-piece Lava Walker set would likely do best if you want to do the most damage within her short E uptime, especially since it'll stack even more with her passive that gives 33% pyro damage when she's less than 50% HP. It's just that she doesn't really have that much uptime on her E, and the cooldown is pretty long, so you won't be able to take advantage of the effects that Lava Walker gives you most of the time. And I guess that's it. If you do like her character and want another DPS after missing Ganyu, I think Hu Tao is going to be very worth it for you. She's also a lot of fun to play, and pyro reactions are still way too strong. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my take on Hu Tao, and I'll see you on the next video.